What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Stock Bros podcast. My name is Tony. Today, we're going to talk about my top 5 dividend ETFs. These are the ones I like personally, and I feel like you guys should check them out and see for yourself, and maybe you want to buy some of these. Before we get started with that, please subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you think. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to get back to you. And let's get started. All right, top 5 dividend ETFs. Number 1, SDY. SDY. So the dividend yield on this one is 3.2% as of right now. And it has some high quality companies. It's got a higher expense ratio of 0.35, but it has a nice mix of large cap, mid cap companies, and it has some REITs too, which are real estate. Now, SDY for the past 5 years has a return of 45%. So that's pretty good for a dividend ETF, especially one with a dividend yield of over 3%. Now, some of the top companies in this dividend ETF are ExxonMobil, you got AT&T, Chevron, you got some real estate, you got IBM, you got AbbVie, Walgreens, and Realty Income, which is a really good one because they rent out buildings to Walgreens, CVS, Amazon, a lot of big name companies. Now, the common theme you're going to see in all of these dividend ETFs that I'm recommending is they're all high quality companies. Are they the largest dividend yield? Absolutely not. Because the thing is, you don't want to necessarily chase dividend yield because that's not the most important thing. You want to find something that's going to grow over time. That's not such a high dividend yield that it's not sustainable. It could get cut, it could get suspended at any time. So starting out with something that's even just 3%, and over time it can keep growing. That's what you want. You also want high quality companies. Having a dividend yield of 7 or 8 or 10% is useless if you're not investing in the good companies, right? At least that's my opinion anyways. So let's get into number 2, BIG. This is a Vanguard fund. And the goal of this fund is it has high quality blue chip companies that have a record of increasing dividends over time. So over the years, this is going to keep growing and growing. And as of right now, the dividend yield is only 1.7%, which is very low. But this fund has a really low expense ratio of 0.09. And the other great thing about this fund is over the past 5 years, it has a return of nearly 80%, which is awesome for a dividend stock, or ETF, I should say. So the top 10 holdings, you got Microsoft, Walgreens, Walt Disney, Johnson & Johnson, Visa, United Health Group, Procter & Gamble, Home Depot, Comcast, and Abbott Laboratories. So excellent high quality companies. I love this one. This one's awesome. So let's get into the next one. HDV. So this one has a high yield of 4%. I think it's a little over 4%. Low expense ratio. It's a BlackRock ETF, iShares. Excellent low cost ETF with a really good yield. Now this one, over the past 5 years, it's only returned about 20%. So that's what you're sacrificing when you have a higher yield. You're going to have less capital gains, less capital appreciation. But the thing is, the top 10, really good companies. You got AT&T, ExxonMobil, Johnson & Johnson, Chevron, Verizon, Procter & Gamble, Pfizer, Cisco, Coca-Cola, one of the staples of dividend-paying companies, and Merck & Co. So really good holdings. I really like the holdings in that, especially for one that's over 4% yield. So it's really solid. And then you got VYM, another Vanguard high dividend yield ETF. Expense ratio of 0.06, very low. Dividend yield is over 3%. And once again, the top companies in this fund are excellent. JP Morgan, Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, Bank of America, Intel, Comcast, Verizon, AT&T. So, all the major players in the dividend world. And last but not least, my personal favorite, and I think this one is really great because it has good growth and a really good yield of 3% yield, very low expense ratio of 0.06. This is a Charles Schwab high dividend fund, and this one returns almost 80% over the last 5 years with a yield of 3%. So excellent. And the top 10 companies in this one are Exxon, Texas Instruments, Altura, 3M, IBM, UPS, Coca-Cola, BlackRock, Verizon, and last but not least, PepsiCo, an excellent dividend stock. So these are my 5. We got SCHD, VYM, HDV, VIG, SDY. So check them out. Let me know what you think. Maybe these are ones you want to add to your portfolio. You don't necessarily need all of them, but maybe two or three of them. So check them out. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, let me know. Use my link for Acorns below to get started with investing if you're overwhelmed. They're all pre-built, well-diversified portfolios made from Vanguard and iShares, all excellent companies. And you'll get $5 invested in your account right away. And also I have a link for Public. If you want to buy any of these dividend ETFs, maybe you want to check them out and you like them, you can get started with a lot of these ETFs for as little as $1. So yeah, and thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. And please subscribe if you like the content and you find it helpful. And until next time.